Ban on cigarette billboards within 1,000 feet of schools.
Plus Richard Lamb. So stay up for Jay. Your local news is next.
Just ahead on your 24-hour News 8, a fuel truck explodes on a Grand Rapids interstate, sending flames into the air and traffic into a frenzy. We'll have team coverage on the blast, including a look at how safe you are when a tanker goes by you on the interstate. Susan Samples looks into that safety issue. It's all coming your way next at 11.
Come on and let me show you where it's at. Come on, a brand new Ford is in your grasp. Come on, you'll only find these deals at
Your Greater Michigan Ford dealer.
I like it like that.
You'll like Ford's factory authorized clearance. Lease a new 96 Ranger XLT for only $189 a month with no down payment. Or get $1,500 cash back on a new 96 Windstar loaded with safety features and more.
Come on, you'll always find great deals at
Your Greater Michigan Ford dealer.
I like it like that.
Live from Wood TV 8, West Michigan's news leader, Susan Shaw, Tom Van Howe, meteorologist Craig James, and Jack Doles with sports. This is 24-hour News 8.
My biggest concern was then to get in the building, get a hold of my wife and get out, because we don't know at that time if it's something volatile that's going to explode.
And it did. A fuel tanker right in the middle of rush hour traffic, tying up a major artery in Grand Rapids. Tonight, we have team coverage. Good evening, everyone. I'm Susan Shaw.
And I'm Tom Van Howe. Incredibly, almost miraculously, nobody was hurt. The tanker fire happened at around 4:30 this afternoon on 196, that's the Gerald R. Ford Freeway, over the Grand River. News 8's Raj Chauhan covered the story live when it happened and begins our team coverage back at the scene with the latest. Raj.
Hi, Tom. Crews are still on the scene trying to clean up this mess and trying to determine if this bridge is still structurally sound after being exposed to more than 1,000 degrees in flame heat. Now, it was an amazing scene this afternoon, made even more so by the fact that no one was hurt. Thick plumes of black smoke poured into the late afternoon sky as a tanker full of gasoline burned furiously on 196 over the Grand River. 8,500 gallons of gasoline exploded into a giant fireball as firefighters fought the blaze from all sides. Burning fuel poured into the river. Robin Nielsen and her husband were on their coffee break at the post office when it all happened.
I heard a metal grating noise, very loud, so I stood up and saw what was a tanker. What did not seem that it had a truck attached to it, just sliding down the expressway with flames coming out.
Those flames shot underneath Michelle Ferguson's car. She was right behind the tanker just before it disconnected from the cab and burst into flames.
The tanker was still going forward, and then all of a sudden it kind of went like this, and I noticed flames, and the flames shot back as if you would pour gasoline on the ground and light it.
As firefighters tried to quell the flames, hundreds of spectators gathered to watch the spectacular scene. The heat was so intense you could feel it 500 yards away, and that's where we were when we heard this.
For 2 or 3 and
63-year-old Clarence Wamser was driving the tanker when it disconnected. Incredibly, no one was injured. Wamser was able to get out of his cab and get out of the way. A near catastrophe averted. Now, that tanker is owned by Marathon Oil Company. Still no word on how that latch became disconnected. It may have been defective. Also, still no word on whether charges will be filed against the driver or the company. We're live in Grand Rapids. Raj Chauhan, News 8.
All right, thank you, Raj. Well, as you can well imagine, the fire and the explosion caught a lot of people's attention, including Kelly Hendershot. Kelly was with her husband when she heard the blast and saw the smoke rising. So with her home video camera in hand, she caught the scene of the fire just moments after it happened. Pretty well done for an amateur photographer. She shot these pictures from the fish ladder on the west side of the river, and it was amazing.
Thousands of gallons of potentially deadly explosives snake through West Michigan highways daily. How safe are you when you pass that tanker? Our team coverage continues now with News 8's Susan Samples live on the scene. Susan?
Investigators say the Marathon Oil Company could, and I stress could, face a lawsuit for damage to this roadway. That's one big incentive right there to keep these rigs safe. Marathon has not had any safety problems recently that we are aware of, and the last time a similar explosion happened was in the late 60s. Still, when you see this mess on the highway, men covered up in blue suits cleaning it up, flashing lights everywhere, you start to wonder. 8,500 gallons of gasoline. one shaken truck driver. Did you have any inclination this was going to happen?
None whatsoever.
63-year-old Clarence Wamser says he checked his rig when he took off from Muskegon, but just a few blocks from his drop-off site, the trailer broke loose. Police think it was a defective hitch. The tractor trailer isn't new, and no one's sure when motor carrier officers last inspected it, but it was within the last year. Federal law requires that and more.
The company checks the trucks daily. Every driver checks it daily before they go shift, and if they stop at a gas station, they must go around and check for hot spots on the trailer and all around.
The safety record's pretty good, but as you can see, when there is a safety problem, it's a major one.
For that reason, some advice from someone who's been there. Michelle Ferguson was behind the tanker when it fell.
Make sure you are safe distance behind any vehicle carrying any kind of explosive materials, gasoline or hydrogen or anything like that, because distance is your safety. Basically, that's the only safety measure you have.
One other safety measure, it was just within the last year that the Grand Rapids Fire Department was able to equip all of its trucks with foam to fight chemical fires. Today it came in extremely handy. Again, no one is just saying definitively what went wrong here. They are leaning towards a defective hitch. We'll keep you updated. We're live in Grand Rapids. Susan Samples, News 8.
Okay, thanks, Susan. So now the big question is, how bad is the burned portion of the highway, and when will it reopen? The intense heat and flames made quite a mess of the pavement, and in the late 1960s, when a similar fire occurred over the Grand River on US 131, the pavement and steel beams were so badly damaged, the road had to be shut down for several months. Fire officials say it's too soon to tell how bad things are this time.
Certainly the high temperature that the steel experienced could have impacted on the steel. So certainly the concrete on the eastbound experienced extremely high temperatures and will need to be evaluated.
Ironically, the portion of road that was affected was supposed to be shut down now for repair, but MDOT recently delayed those improvements until next summer. As for the interstate reopening, it could be a while.
Sad but true. Fire crews say parts of both eastbound and westbound 196 will remain closed at least through tomorrow morning's rush hour. The westbound lanes are closed from College West to US 131. Eastbound is also closed from College to US 131, and the ramps are closed from northbound to southbound 131. The point is, it's closed on both sides of where the accident was. Again, this part of the interstate will be closed at least until tomorrow morning, so choose your alternate route now. Now, here's a quick recap of our team coverage tonight in case you tuned in late.
A fuel truck exploded earlier today on Interstate 196. It spilled its 8,500-gallon load both onto the highway and into the Grand River. Amazingly, no one was hurt in the explosion. Crews are still on the scene trying to clean up the mess, but the cleanup and road assessment could take a while. The interstate will be shut down at least through rush hour tomorrow morning. The bottom line, avoid the area. That's the best advice we can give you there.
And now Craig has advice on how we can enjoy our next few days. Hi, Craig.
Hi, Craig.
Heading to the beach would be nice, although I'm afraid tomorrow may have some shower and thunderstorm activity around here, but it's still going to be another warm day. Let's take a look at this day in West Michigan, and it was a warm one. Made it to 90 again at Kalamazoo. Grand Rapids at 85, coolest part of Muskegon at 84. They had a southeast wind along the lake. Even Holland was near 90 degrees. Lows this morning in the mid and upper 60s. At 11 o'clock this evening, kind of a warm and muggy night out. Temperature in Grand Rapids at 74. Dew point is getting up close to 70, so it's not really comfortable out there by any means. Relative humidity 81%. Barometer going down. Light southeast winds and no rain today. Although there was some rain around in a few spots. Let's take a look at the NexRad. Remember, the NexRad radar can print out over time how much rain has fallen. This is not currently falling rain. This is where the precipitation fell during the day. And there were a few showers south and southeast of Kalamazoo. A lot of rain down in northern Indiana. In fact, over 2 inches of rain fell in a few spots there. And a couple of showers tried to get out over Lake Michigan. And you know what happened to them. They never really made it, so it doesn't look as if we're going to get any rainfall here during the night tonight. Tomorrow will be our chance. Some thunderstorms, well, you can watch them fall apart in northern Illinois this morning, and then a lot of them developed in through this area. Here's the one that trying to get out over Lake Michigan, but that one's falling apart too, and I doubt if it gets here. The main line of thunderstorms is up and through Minnesota. There earlier were a couple of tornado watches out. That's now been changed to a severe thunderstorm watch. No tornadoes reported. A number of reports of 1-inch hail, some 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts. That line is moving to the east, and I think if we were to get into West Michigan, it'll certainly be during the day tomorrow. So that is our chance of some rain, and it's all out ahead of this front. A couple of batches of thunderstorms, more heavy ones down here in the southern plains, but this front will probably go through during the night tomorrow night, And that should set us up for a pretty good weekend. I think we'll have some dry air moving in again and a lot of sunshine. Off to the south, tropical storm Dolly now. It crossed over the Yucatan, and you can see a little circulation right in through here. It should reorganize into a hurricane during the day tomorrow and probably affect northeastern Mexico. But a lot of moisture has come up into the southern U.S., and they're going to have quite a rainy time of it there over the next couple of days also. But for us, our rain will come from this cold front. Maybe not everybody will see showers and thunderstorms tomorrow, but some areas that do will pick up a heavy thunderstorm for a brief while, maybe even some severe, so stay tuned to the later forecasts during the day. But let's take a look at the forecast as it is now. Tonight, partly cloudy, warm and humid. Chance of a shower now the rest of tonight is not 0, but most places are certainly going to stay dry, and there may be a few patches of fog again. Our outlook for tomorrow, variable cloudiness, certainly warm and humid. There will be a few showers and thunderstorms around, some of them possibly heavy. Highs mid to upper 80s if we can get any sun. Southwest wind at about 10 to 18. On the lake, southwest 10 to 20, waves 1 to 3 feet, and water temperatures go from 67 in Holland to 72 at South Haven. So after our shower or thunder shower tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, and at least most of Sunday look real nice. Maybe Sunday night and Monday we'll have a chance again of another shower or thunder shower. And right now, for the Chicago Democratic Convention, the weather looks like the whole Great Lakes area is going to cool off.
Oh, really?
And that'll be very nice.
Yeah, I suppose it would be.
Yeah.
It'll be heated debate and cooler weather.
There you go. Thanks. The state of Michigan is following suit.
Following suit by joining a suit against the tobacco industry. We'll have the latest.
2 deaths in 2 weeks, and Dr. Jack Kevorkian's embroiled in twice as much controversy. We'll let you know why.
Also tonight, find out why missing bodies may now be the key in the TWA Flight 800 case as your 24-hour News 8 continues. We'll be right back.
Okay, now what's new in Grand Rapids, Michigan?
Well, West Michigan loves you, Rosie.
You go, girl!
Ratings prove it. West Michigan prefers Rosie to Oprah.
I got flowers from Oprah with feet too tall.
In fact, Rosie is #1 at 4 o'clock.
4 p.m., a wonderful time slot. We're always happy when we're on at 4 p.m. when we are. In Grand Rapids, Michigan.
The Rosie O'Donnell Show tomorrow at 4 on Wood TV 8.
There's no place I like better than Grand Rapids.
Because no shoes, no shirt, no school. Because paper plates go with picnic tables, not dining sets. Because you can't wear cutoffs to a PTA meeting. Because all your towels smell like sunscreen. You need a 13-hour sale. Hudson's 13-hour sale. Starts Thursday, ends Thursday.
Refrigerators, camcorders.
The R sale at ABC Warehouse. Get a Hot Point by GE 18 cubic foot refrigerator, just $353 or less.
Hey, summertime. Lush green grass, blue skies. What could be better? How about a new Buick? And how about some cash to go along with it? That's what you'll find at your Buick dealer's Summerfest. Go with a dramatically designed Riviera and get an incredible $2,000 in factory cash. Plus, get giant cash back on Park Avenue, Regal, Century, and Skylark. Don't miss the biggest savings of the year on a new Buick. Hurry to your Buick dealer's Summerfest today, because just like summer, these values won't last long.
Whatever your insurance needs, you can count on the team at Insure AmeriCorps. Our commitment to excellence is a commitment to you. The fine mold companies that make up the American Mold Builders Association can create any part for any industry in the world, but they let the skilled consultants at IAC handle all of their insurance needs. At Insure AmeriCorps, our clients are the winners. IAC, protecting your way of life throughout the world.
Echoing the efforts of a number of other states, the state of Michigan has now filed a lawsuit against the tobacco industry.
It's to the tune of $14 billion. Attorney General Frank Kelly filed the suit and referred to tobacco companies as merchants of death. Kelly says he intends to hold the tobacco industry responsible for their role in addicting Michigan citizens to cigarettes. He says he also intends to recoup Medicaid costs associated with smoking-related illnesses.
Care and treatment of these Michigan citizens has placed a significant financial burden on Michigan citizens, but it rightfully should be borne by the cigarette manufacturers and their allied interests.
The lawsuit has ordered tobacco companies to disclose all research information, to fund an education campaign, to stop certain advertising, and to pay $14 billion in damages. News 8 contacted tobacco company lobbyists and those who disagree with Frank Kelly's action. They say the lawsuit won't succeed.
Meantime, President Clinton is expected to make what the administration is calling a bold announcement affecting the tobacco industry on Friday. The FDA is recommending restrictions that would limit minors' access to tobacco. Last year, Clinton agreed with the FDA that nicotine should be considered a drug and should be placed under the agency's regulation. Clinton supporters say it's long overdue.
And that this president is putting and will put the interest of the children ahead of the tobacco interests and tobacco companies.
According to the Clinton administration, the only steps the FDA will take is to put restrictions on tobacco advertising aimed at children. In action today, the president has signed health care insurance legislation. The bill would let workers change jobs without losing health insurance, and it bars insurance companies from denying coverage based on pre-existing health conditions. It was the second signing in a trio of bills to help Clinton ride into the Democratic National Convention. And speaking of the convention, make sure you tune in to News 8. Beginning Sunday night at 6, I'll be bringing live reports from Chicago, the location of the Democratic National Convention.
A forensic expert has identified the body of a woman found on a wooded hillside on Grand Rapids West Side. Investigators say dental records led them to identify the skeleton as 36-year-old Michelle Becker of Comstock Park. Her family reported her missing 10 days after she vanished at Hall and Cass on Grand Rapids Southeast Side. Investigators say a brother dropped her off so she could buy crack cocaine. That was on April 27th. Police still don't know the cause of her death. Less than a week after assisting in a controversial suicide, Dr. Jack Kevorkian has helped a Texas woman take her own life. 76-year-old Louise Sibens reportedly suffered from Lou Gehrig's disease. Kevorkian brought the woman's body to Pontiac's Osteopathic Hospital last night. This latest assisted suicide, which is number 36, comes on the heels of last week's controversial case. 42-year-old Judith Curran of Massachusetts died in the care of Dr. Kevorkian. She reportedly suffered from chronic fatigue and a disorder of the immune system. But in an interview on the Today Show, the Oakland County Medical Examiner says the woman showed no signs of being terminally ill.
There was simply no evidence of significant disease process affecting this lady. The controversy that came out is out of the protagonist's heads. That's the only controversy that I see here. They just wasted a 42-year-old woman for nothing, and now they're trying to cover it up.
Kevorkian's attorney says Dragovich is allowing his personal religious beliefs to get in the way of his work.
Still to come, out at Long Island, investigators are now putting names with row assignments.
And they're coming up with a possible theory in the TWA Flight 800 crash. We'll have the latest for you.
Also, still to come, a curious cat gets a little too comfortable in a home, but the story has, and let me apologize for this, a perfect ending. Coming up.
Almost time for getting ready. At school. Get you back to school with brands that keep you looking cool. That's more like it. Yeah, that's more like it.
The biggest back-to-school savings are at Kohl's $1 Billion Sale, with hundreds of great values plus 33 bonus buys this Friday through Monday only. Don't miss the $1 Billion Sale.
At Kohl's, make it worth your while.
Every morning, in the name of feeling better, Bert Morrow does what he's been doing for years, which includes eating a Chiquita banana, a nutritional powerhouse that helps him give Father Time a run for his money. Chiquita bananas, quite possibly the world's perfect food.
Another way to feel better every day begins in the Meyer Produce Department, which has been designed to meet the highest of standards. Yours. And that's why you'll find only Chiquita bananas every day at Meyer. Why pay more?
In the 70s, it was Harvest Gold. In the 80s, it was Coppertone Brown. Today, the choice is black and white. Get no payments and no interest for 1 year on all major appliances through Saturday at Best Buy. Get with the times. Get to Best Buy.
Time to put that old computer out to pasture. Get a 133 megahertz or faster computer at Best Buy and get no payments and no interest for a year. E-I-E-I-O.
It's time to go back to school, and at your Muskegon Walmart, we're ready.
We're stocked with everything you need for back to school: backpacks, pens, and notebooks.
Calculators, computers, cool clothes, and accessories.
All the quality items you're looking for at the low prices you expect. It's one-stop shopping.
So come on in for all your back-to-school needs at your Muskegon Walmart. We're ready.
This portion of News 8 is brought to you by Western Michigan University Grand Rapids campus.
Investigators in New York say a seating chart and a passenger list could be key in the TWA Flight 800 investigation.
Airline records do show that most of the missing victims were seated in rows 17 through 28. That's where an investigator has said the explosion took place. The largest concentration of bodies that haven't been found were assigned in rows 22 through 24. So far, 22 of the 230 people on board remain unaccounted for. One source theorizes that if a bomb brought the plane down, it could have been placed on the floor above the center fuel tank.
Wildfires continue to plague the West Coast tonight, especially in California. But help has arrived from Colorado in the form of hundreds of U.S. Army soldiers. This fire in Lake County has burned for 10 straight days, consuming more than 73,000 acres of land. Frontline crews are fighting fire with fire, lighting backfires to burn away remaining fuel for the fire. Right now, only 30% of it is contained. First Mars, then Jupiter. Now a little stargazing. NASA launched a satellite to study the northern and southern lights. The launch was originally scheduled for Sunday, but was postponed because of a data problem. The satellite can remain in orbit for up to 5 years if it doesn't get too close to the Earth's atmosphere and burn up. Scientists hope it will stay up in space for at least a year so they can effectively study the stars.
Top news tonight, 2 popular drugs for prostate problems go under the microscope, and the comparison found one medication provided some relief while the other did almost nothing. A recent study has found that Hitrin eases men's discomfort by about 1/3. Proscar works no better than placebos or sugar pills. Both are taken by millions of older men to relieve the symptoms of an enlarged prostate gland. And here's one for the books. You feel good when you eat chocolate. You know why? Because it mimics the effect on the body that marijuana has, although certainly much milder. At least that's the conclusion of researchers at the Neurosciences Institute of San Diego. Not all of science agrees. One expert says that you'd have to eat 25 pounds of chocolate to get any marijuana-like effect. But you can read the entire article, if you are so inclined, in the magazine Nature.
You've heard of house cats, but Splat the cat is a very different kind of house pet. She spent the last month inside an Everett, Washington home, way inside. The curious calico found her way into the wall of a house that was under construction, and she got trapped there. When the realtor showed the house to some clients, they could hear a mewing sound from in the bedroom. A day later, the sound came from behind the bathtub. So, someone came in, cut a hole in the wall, and found Splat. A little thin, but none the worse for wear. Turns out she lived next door and had disappeared a month ago.
So what has that cat been eating all this time?
I don't know. It's rescued, finally.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Well, still to come in sports, it could be a night of amazing feats.
First, pitcher John Smoltz is going for win number 21. Matt Weiner will let you know if he did it.
And Matt will also have the Tiger's tale. Can they make it 3 in a row? The highlights next in sports.
Before you start your 9 to 5, wake up with us from 5 to 9. 24-hour News 8's Daybreak and The Today Show. At 5 a.m., rise and shine with Brian Sterling and Terry DeVore. Together, they'll bring you the local news and your early morning weather forecast. Then at 7, it's The Today Show with Bryant and Katie. 4 hours of continuous news with live Storm Team 8 weather updates. Before you start your 9 to 5, watch us 5 to 9. The Today Show and 24-hour News 8's Daybreak.
Discover New York Carpet World's absolute best savings offer. Carpet installation free. Yes, any residential carpet installed free. You could save hundreds of extra dollars. Carpet for several rooms, a whole house, we'll install it free. Any brand, style, or color, we'll install it free. Every carpet we carry, we'll install it free. Discover the world of New York Carpet World and shop now for carpet installation free.
Presenting Subway's fresh value meals. Now get a 6-inch sub with chips and a 21-ounce soft drink starting at $2.99. No better value on land or sea.
Why is now the best time to lease a new Chevy or Geo? Because with any 24-month GMAC Smart Lease, get a Delco 10-disc CD changer, no extra charge. It's the Chevy Summer Sell-Down at your West Michigan Chevy dealers. It's the perfect time to save on Chevy Cavalier with dual airbags, anti-lock brakes, and more for just $11,210. And when you Smart Lease your new Chevy or Geo, you can get a Delco 10-disc CD changer, no extra charge. But time really does fly, so get to your West Michigan Chevy dealers now.
It starts here. And it starts here. And it even starts here. Because it all starts here at Walmart, home of the EverStart battery. A powerful new battery that you can count on to start when you need it to. And since it's at Walmart, you can also count on a good price. EverStart. The name says it all.
Time for sports now with Matt Weiner, and you know, you're going to be talking about the Tigers, and it's not easy to be a fan.
It's not easy at all. You got to look at this, one step at a time, small steps, everybody. If you're a Tiger fan, you've got to look for the silver linings in this, the cloudiest of seasons. For instance, Melvin Nieves, red hot and helping the Tigers to take 2 of 3 from the White Sox. The fly might be more successful. Check it out from Tiger Stadium. Unwanted help from the fans who reach out, knock the ball away. The umps ruled Harold Baines fly ball and out. 6th inning, Melvin Nieves, 3rd homer in 2 games. He's had 11 in his last 18, his 20th of the year, tied it at 3. Then in the 8th, it's Brad Ausmus. Offs this one, a 3-run jack. Tigers win at 7-4. They're off to Kansas City tomorrow. Possible playoff preview in Cleveland tonight. Great game between the Rangers and the Indians. The Indians blew a 5-1 lead, pulled back to tied up at 6 in the 9th. And then it's Kenny Lofton, base hit to left. 1 run will come around. Jeremy Burnitz is headed home. He is safe at the plate, and they are tied at 8. This one in the 9th inning. American League scores. The Angels beat the Yankees tonight 7-1. It's the Brewers 10, Twins 7. Red Sox 2 better than the A's. The Orioles double up the Mariners, and Toronto beats the Royals 6-2. John Smoltz sitting on 20 wins tonight and up against the Reds, and this is just not fair. Pitched very well, 2 runs over 7 innings, but then Lenny Harris comes up, base hit in the left, run comes in. No decision for Smoltz tonight. This game goes 3-all into the 9th. Louis Polonia delivers on the sac fly, and the Braves beat the Reds 4-3. The Cubs started the day 5 games out of the National League wild card picture, but the gap got bigger than that today as the Cubs lost Sammy Sosa and his 40 home runs to a broken bone in his right hand. Sosa could miss the rest of the season. Not a problem, though, if his replacement plays like he did today. This is Scott Bullitt, 3 of 4 in the day, including that bullet. The solo shot to right, he knocked in 3. He scored 3, also cleaned up later. Cubs win it 8-3. They're now over 500 for the first time since May. Back to the board. The Giants beat the Mets 12-11. It's the Pirates 5-2 in the 9th, and the Rockies jumping all over the Cards, that one in the 5th. The Whitecaps' final road trip of the regular season turned into Burlington, Iowa tonight for 4 with the Bees and the Whitecaps, and a small 2-game losing streak. 4-3 was the final thanks to 2 home runs, including the John Valente 3-run homer. Kane County beats the Battle Cats and the Lugnuts over Peoria 9-5. On the ice, the Grand Rapids Griffins have an arena nearing completion. As we told you Tuesday, the Griffs now also have a schedule. What the team is short on is actual Griffins. Just 8 signed on so far. Following a decision to put off an expansion draft, Director of Hockey Operations Bob McNamara has 26 days to bring his roster to about 25 players.
Yeah, things are going to be happening pretty fast and furiously over the next 2 to 3 weeks. We'll look to have probably about 17 to 18 players under contract going into September 16th. We're in negotiations with a lot of players, a lot of player agents, and things should be happening pretty quickly here over the next 10 days.
And the team needs to be assembled and ready to go by the inaugural season debut October 5th. Off to Oregon for the U.S. Amateur Championship. Talking golf, Tiger Woods going for an unprecedented 3rd straight title. Starting match play this afternoon. Speaking of unfair, on 8. How about the rolling in the chip from 40 feet out? His opponent today, J.D. Manning, beats him 3-2. And if you're up against the 2-time defending champ, this has got to be intimidating for a 20-year-old kid.
Oh, my, yes.
A killer.
You know, I was thinking Craig James might make the hockey team.
He could. At this point, you know, it could come down. They could look for anybody.
A warm body.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Matt. Well, Craig James will be back with another look at your 5-day outlook tonight.
And then, what could a mugger and a mobster have in common? We'll let you know next in the Nightcap.
Come on and let me show you where it's at. Come on, a brand new Ford is in your grasp. Come on, you'll only find these deals at your Greater Michigan Ford dealer. I like it like that.
You'll really like Ford's factory authorized clearance. Lease a new 96 Contour GL with automatic transmission and more for only $199 a month. Or get $1,000 cash back on a new 96 Taurus.
Come on, you'll always find great deals at your Greater Michigan Ford dealer. I like it like that.
Subject, Tom Tipton. Problem, desperate desire for great kids' photos. Solution, CPI's new photo preview system. Lets them see pictures before they're printed. He passes over the bloopers, picks only the shots he wants, even gets extra prints. Cool. Results, great photos. Tom becomes family hero. Case closed. Focus on your best shots with a new photo preview system only at CPI Photo.
We're a young family and just starting out, and we need every bit of help we can get.
The time has been the biggest factor with having a new baby and stuff. Walmart saves me both time and money.
We're able to save quite a bit, and it puts a couple more dollars in our pocket to do other things. Wouldn't you say we're able to save?
Yeah, Walmart makes it real easy to save money.
And just keeping him in diapers costs a fortune. I'm the better shopper. I'm the cheapest, so I'm the better shopper.
Well, he's cheap.
Later on The Tonight Show, who's gonna stop that thief? Why, it's the Gorilla Hero! Plus, a very Brady Shelley Long, and eerie similarities with a real moonwalker, Buzz Aldrin.
E.T. can't find his way home.
In Hollywood,
Robert Downey Jr. can't find his way home.
Then Conan's got Hootie and the Blowfish tonight.
It's the event you've been waiting for all year. No, it's not your birthday. It's the Toyota Nationwide Clearance. Your once-in-a-blue-moon chance to save serious money with a $229 a month lease on Camry. $229 a month for the best car built in America. On top of that, you could save up to $500 on options packages on the last of the 96 Camrys. Don't get shut out. It's a once-a-year event at your Toyota dealer right now.
We want to recap a story we brought you earlier tonight. A section of Interstate 196 in downtown Grand Rapids will remain closed in both directions because of a tanker fire there earlier today. The westbound lanes are closed from College west to US 131. Eastbound 196 is also closed from College to US 131. And the ramps onto 196 are shut down. Again, this part of the interstate will be closed at least through rush hour tomorrow morning. And Craig James joins us now with a final look at the weather.
No, you can't. Michigan and College are closed, too.
Yeah.
Well, anyhow, maybe we won't have to come into work tomorrow. Well, we do have some thunderstorms will be coming into watch during the day tomorrow, I believe. Some of them could be fairly heavy later on in the day. And then a cold front will go through tomorrow evening. That'll bring an end to the threat of rain. And right now, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday look very nice. Lower humidities, very comfortable temperatures again. We had a series of great weekends. Maybe Sunday night or Monday, maybe another chance of some showers.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Craig. And from our nightcap file, in New York City, the man newspapers are calling the world's dumbest mugger will soon find out which is the safer place to be, in prison or on the streets. Willie King has been sentenced up to 3 years for mugging a 94-year-old woman. And while that is disgusting in its own right, here's where the dumb part comes in. She's the mother of Vincent Gianti, reputed to be one of New York's biggest mob leaders, who is soon to stand trial for federal murder and racketeering charges. What if the mugger and the mobster end up in the same place?
Ouch.
I'll guarantee you, the mobster has more friends in prison than the mugger.
Oh.
I think there's trouble
Bad
that
news.
he has here.
Yeah.
That's our program.
Thanks for joining us tonight.
Because no shoes, no shirt, no school. Because paper plates go with picnic tables, not dining sets. Because you can't wear cutoffs to a PTA meeting. Because all your towels smell like sunscreen. You need a 13-hour sale. Hudson's 13-hour sale. Starts Thursday, ends Thursday.
Have you heard the news? It's back. That's right, the Double Deluxe from Hot and Now. It's back for only 99 cents. 2 juicy patties with all your favorite fixins. Double beef. Double value. Now just 99 cents at Hot and Now. What are you waiting for? Dive into your favorite Hot and Now items anytime. We're open late, day or night, Hot and Now.
A runner, a teacher, a fixer,
a maker.
Here we go again. Back to the back-to-school runaround. Rite Aid can help. We've got CoverGirl makeup or pressed powder, only $2.59. Zantac 75, just $3.99 after single check rebate. And select Coty colognes or aftershaves, $4.99 after single check rebate. For your life, Rite Aid's got it.
In this life, you need it all.
It's taken an entire year to build. Along the way, things were changed, rules broken. Now it's finally ready. Announcing the Dodge Summer Clearance with great deals on every 96 Dodge Neon left in stock. Plus, get $1,000 cash back or low 1.9 financing. Better act now, because summer clearance means our best sales year is nearly over. And it will take another 12 months to build our next one.
It's the sale you've been waiting for. Shoe Carnival's Back to School half-price sale. This week, entire stock of men's, ladies, children's shoes, second pair, half price. Only at Shoe Carnival.
The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. Featuring Kevin Eubanks of The Tonight Show Band. And me, I'm Ed Hall. Tonight, Jay welcomes actress Shelley Long. Comedian Charles Cosart. And former presidential candidate Richard Lamb. And now, Jay Leno.
Thank you.